Welcome back, everyone, to Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. We have another transfer announcement to go over today in college basketball. 6'8" forward Romello White from Arizona State announced today that he'll be transferring to the Ole Miss Rebels. White chose Ole Miss over 13 other programs, which included some of those Michigan State, West Virginia, Auburn, Seton Hall, and Georgia, to name a few. Now, White will be immediately eligible next season as a grad transfer. He started 92 games throughout his career with the Sun Devils. He averaged 10.2 points per game and 8.8 rebounds per game this past season, as he was tied second in the conference in the Pac-12 in rebounds per game. Romello White also has a total of 16 double-doubles throughout his career. He had 13 games this past season in which he tallied 10 or more rebounds, and his rebounding career high happened back in December, where he had 18 points in his career high, 17 rebounds in a 20-point victory against the Georgia Bulldogs. As well as being a solid rebounder, Romello White's also great inside the low post. He has a career shooting percentage of 60.5% during his 3 seasons with the Sun Devils. Now, losing White here was a major surprise for Arizona State's head coach Bobby Hurley. With White in the lineup, the Sun Devils were looking like a top 15 team next season, but with his transfer announcement and also the uncertainty of Arizona State's top 2 scorers with Remy Martin and Alonzo Verge, and that's the uncertainty is whether Martin and Verge will stay in the NBA draft and won't come back to Tempe, or if they do, come back next season for Arizona State. So there's a lot of question marks still there with uncertainty of the top 2 scorers from this past season with Remy Martin and Alonzo Verge. The Sun Devils, though, they're fortunate to land a top 10 recruit, 5-star freshman coming in with Josh Christopher. If Martin and Verge do come back next season to play alongside Christopher, this Sun Devils team will be, in my opinion, top 25 borderline for next season. But if Martin and Verge both go to the NBA draft and don't come back to Arizona State, then the Sun Devils will take a major hit as the team will lose its top 4 scorers, and they'll rely next season heavily upon Christopher. As for Ole Miss, getting White was huge here, massive for the Ole Miss Rebels, as the chances for Ole Miss to make the 2021 NCAA tournament just shot up today. I feel like Ole Miss is going to be an underrated team for next season. The Rebels only lose 1 scorer of significance from this past season, which was their leading scorer in Breon Tyree. Ole Miss will be bringing back their 4 other starters from last season, and they're going to have an experienced core for next season. 4 juniors and 5 seniors currently on their roster. And also, along with Romello White transferring in, Ole Miss was able to land 2 other transfers as well that will be eligible for next season. They got a hold of a grad transfer at guard. His name is Demencio Vaughn, as he averaged 14.8 points per game and 6.6 rebounds per game this past season for Ryder, and he is also a 2-time first-team All-MAAC selection. They're also going to get a transfer at guard as well. His name is Jarkel Joyner from Cal State Bakersfield, and he sat out last season, but during 2018-2019, he averaged 15.6 points per game. So 3 transfers coming in next season for the Ole Miss Rebels. The biggest one to know, though, is this one with Romello White. As well, they add in a freshman 4-star recruit next season coming in for Ole Miss, as he is ranked number 35 in the 2020 ESPN Top 100 recruiting class. That is Matthew Murrow at shooting guard, as he is coming in next season as a freshman. So getting Romello White next season, massive pickup here for the Ole Miss Rebels. White is just a really good rebounder, solid low post scorer as well, and he's going to help out Ole Miss a ton inside for next season. As far as Arizona State, White's transfer is just an unfortunate blow for their team here. The hope now is for Arizona State fans is that they can get back their top 2 scorers for next season with Remy Martin and Alonzo Verge if they do withdraw from the NBA draft. That's the hope there for Arizona State fans. That's so they can come back and play alongside Josh Christopher next season at Arizona State. But thanks so much for watching this video. Romello White transferring from Arizona State to Ole Miss. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube.